Happy 2021, everyone. So I got a pretty quick message for you today. And the title of the message is, What Have You Learned? So what have you learned? When we're met with challenges, so 2020 was a challenge, right? And a lot of us were put in really bad situations in 2020. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people lost family members. A lot of people, lost their ability to earn income and take care of their family. And in the midst of all of that, there were lessons that were still being taught, that we were instructed on the way things are. And we were taught a very important lesson, which is, and it's more phrased in a question, but where do we put our faith and our trust? See, a lot of times we put our faith and our trust in government to take care of us, big G government. And there's a lot of people that have been exposed for themselves that their God is government, that government will take care of them. That all we have to do is put our faith, trust, and money into big G government, and big G government will take care of us. And first of all, that's just not true. Secondly, we've got our faith in the wrong place. We can put our faith back in Jesus, back on God, and things will work out. And the other thing this did, outside of that, was it exposed some really big issues that Americans have. And I will talk about two, if not three, of the most important issues. Number one is we are not healthy. As a nation, America is unhealthy. Why is it that more people are dying from this mainly inert virus here in America? Why are more people dying here? Because we're sick and unhealthy. Flat out. This virus goes crazy. It goes bonkers on people who start off not healthy. So overweight or obese, you're not healthy. Diabetes, you're not healthy. Heart disease, you're not healthy. Cancer, you're not healthy. Right? Do you guys understand? It's not the virus. Because if it was the virus, everyone would die. But everybody's not dying. It's only people who are already sick. And the war cry of government has been take care of the people who are immune compromised. Well, why don't we do some mitigating strategies to take care of people who are sick? Like, let's focus on health and nutrition and wellness and then exercise and taking care of your spine and your nerves. Like, why don't we focus on those things? No, but instead, what have we been told? Stay inside, put on a face diaper, your mask. Those aren't working. That's not working. Clearly, the empirical data is out. Look at any state that has put in mandates, and what have we learned? We have learned that you cannot mitigate yourself around a virus, especially an airborne respiratory virus. It ain't happening. You're going to get it if you haven't already. So we've learned that government is full of crap. We've learned that the things that they're trying to do to help us, they're not helping. Bankrupting people is not helping. It's not helping. We're going to find out here in a couple of months what the overall death rate was. That's how the CDC works. They wait a handful of months, maybe June, I don't know, whatever their numbers are going to. They'll probably put it off as long as possible this year because they know people are waiting for it. And they'll come back and they'll say how many people died total and from what. And we're going to find out that this had relatively no effect on overall death rates. That's just how it works, people. We're going to get roughly the same amount of people born, the same amount of people die. It's just the way that it works. That's life cycle. And it's sad that people die. It's sad. It really is. 2020 was hard on me. I've lost both of my fathers, father and father-in-law. It's hard. Losing people is hard. But destroying the economy, destroying people's lives, that's just as hard, if not harder, because now you have to live with that. There's no way to exchange life for money. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying, though, is that the mitigating effects that we've been told, the mitigating strategies, stay home, put on a mask, it's not working. Empirically, that's not working. So what have we learned? We've learned that if you just listen to government, they will take more and more and more, and then they're going to patronize us by saying, here, we'll give you $600 back. You guys realize there's no such thing as government funded, right? No, that's an oxymoron. There's no such thing as government funded. We have government giving back your tax money. That's all that is. So they're sitting here arguing Which, by the way, I did the math on this. Every day that Congress sits and argues, that's about $50-some thousand of taxpayer money that's just wasted in one day. It's probably more than that. I don't know if I factored in both the House and the Senate. But the longer they sit and argue about giving us back our own money, that's just wasting more money. By the way, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but they managed to give themselves about a $25,000 a year raise. So your $600, you're welcome. We can't wait on government to save us because they're not going to. So that was, I think that was number one and number two. Number one is we're not healthy. Number two, government's not coming to save us. You know, if I was going to pick a third thing for what did we learn this year, we learned that government does not have our best interest. If you looked at the stimulus bill that they merged together the economy, basically like the government's what's it called, the governmental budget, merged it with the stimulus. But even with that, if you looked at the government's budget, they're giving billions of dollars. They're giving billions overseas to other countries while arguing over like 1.6 billion for us. Like, I'm not for government giving money to people. I'm for government not taking it in the first place. To me, if we're sending that much money away when we have this big of a debt, clearly that's mismanagement and everyone there should be fired. That's just my opinion. You can disagree with me. That's totally fine. But the point, though, is that government they do not have your best interest at heart. Government has government's best interest, and government's job is to grow government. That's all that is. So what did we learn this year? We learned you're not healthy. You need to take steps immediately to change your health. If that means taking a supplement, if that means starting to exercise, if that means getting adjusted by a good chiropractor, if that means working on your nutrition, whatever that means for you, losing weight, do that. Don't wait. Do it now. Start now. This is the perfect time to start. Number two, we learned the government is not coming to save us. So you need to start putting money away. Because, and you need to start figuring out what to do with your money, because what we realized real quickly is that there's a lot of Americans that are not saving. They have nothing in savings, and they're one crisis away from being bankrupt. We learned that. So start saving your money. Stop spending it. Start saving. Number three, government does not have your best interest at heart. And we need to be really mindful of who we're voting for, because there are people on both sides of the aisle that are only concerned with themselves. All in all, I'm hopeful for 2021, not because it's no longer 2020, but because I learned a lot of lessons in 2020 that are going to help serve me for the rest of my life. And I hope you did too. I hope you can reflect back on 2020 and think, you know what? I learned a lot of lessons. They were hard lessons, but they were lessons. Some of the best lessons that we learn are the ones that are the most painful. So with that, I will leave it, and hope you have a great Saturday, and probably come back to you on Monday. All right, I love you guys. Peace out.